Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan here with your numerology forecast for November 2021. So here's the intro. You want to listen to this before you forward into your own personal year number because it's a really important message. We're living at a very critical time right now, all around the world. Some cities feeling the pinch and the heat a lot more than others. In Auckland, it's certainly hit us like a ton of bricks, and it's happened really, really fast. I know cities like Sydney, Melbourne, London feeling the pressure. Many cities and countries around the world feeling the pressure. Personal freedoms are at stake. People are fighting for their human rights. People are turning on each other. People are in a state of fear. People want to blame. People are turning their backs on friends, family. Division is everywhere, and it's pretty intense. But here's the thing. One of the things we need to try and remember is in order for us to get through this, regardless of what side of the fence you're on, whether you're pro-vax, whether you're not interested in the vaccine until it's had more testing done and it's been around for longer and you're really just trying to protect your health and protect your life, it doesn't matter which side of the fence you're on, because this goes above and beyond what we think about COVID and the vaccine. This situation goes much, much, much deeper. And our key to getting through it, regardless of what our feelings and thoughts are about COVID and the vaccine, is to be united, to be on the same page for a common goal. And that common goal, you will be surprised. Those who are awake and already aware already know what I'm saying, but some and many are not. And what I'm saying that you will discover over the next coming weeks, months, that there's a lot more going on beneath the surface that's way above and beyond just a vaccine and COVID. It's actually to do with human rights. It's to do with power and control, manipulation, and changing the way that the world has been running for all of these years. We're in a 5 universal year this year, guys. And number 5 universal year means change. It means change, and it means unexpected events and things coming from left field to shake up the playing field. The 5 year is always about change and unexpected events because it's the middle of the whole cycle of 9 years. A 1 year is new beginnings, a 9 year is endings. 5 is smack bang in the middle. So the 5 year always says, hey, let's shake things up. Let's change the playing field. And that often happens by things we don't see coming, or it's a very dramatic vibration. It's a very sort of out of left field, really intense, really dynamic, really packs a punch. And the 5 also represents freedom. 5 represents the theme of our personal freedom, emotional freedom, financial freedom, national freedom, international freedom, freedom of personal rights, freedom of feeling like you're free within your own body, free from stress, free from responsibilities. Freedom has so many different themes, and everybody's experience is different. But 5 is the number of change, unexpected events, and freedom. And we're really experiencing that this year in this 5 universal year number that affects every single one of us. Now, the thing with that is we combine that 5 universal year number with the 7 universal month. We're in a 7 universal month for November. And the 7 is about uncovering the secrets and mysteries that cover up hidden truths. So the 7 is about being the seeker, being the researcher, the analyzer, the investigator, the explorer, the detective, leaving no stone unturned to dig deeper into finding those secrets and mysteries and hidden truths, to get to down to the depths, to go down that rabbit hole, to find out what's real and what's not. And here's the thing, for those that are doing their own independent research, don't do it through Google, okay? Google is heavily censored. It's corrupt, it's monitored, it's been manipulated to show you what it wants you to find. You want to go to independent sort of search engines that are anonymous, such as DuckDuckGo. Do some research on some of your topics on something like that. You're going to get a lot more truth from a search engine like DuckDuckGo. And also YouTube, you know, heavily censored, Facebook censored with these fact checkers that are also employed by the people who have a narrative that are telling you what they want you to know. But it is definitely a combination of numbers where the truth is going to come out. And it may take a while, it may go above, and it will go above and beyond just this month. This is opening a doorway that's already been open before this month, and it will stay open and get wider and wider and wider as the months and years go on. So this is an ongoing process, but this is a very critical time this month because it's where a lot of people will be awoken. A lot of people will be exploring and discovering information that they didn't really know before. It was hidden from them before, but now they're opening their eyes. Now, of course, this isn't going to be a lot of people, and there's going to be many people that will never be in that space, and they're not meant to be in that space in this particular lifetime. And that's okay, that's their journey. But many who are on the fence, many who have potential to reach a higher state of understanding and awareness, to have that discovery, that great awakening, they have a great possibility of having a major shift this month in November where those combination of numbers collide. The 5, which is about freedom, change, and unexpected events, and the 7, which is discovering the secrets and mysteries and uncovering the truth by being the seeker. Also about learning to go within and trust your instincts. Does this really feel right for me? If I meditate on this information that I'm being told by the government or the mainstream media or things, does that feel right for me? Does it really feel right? Does it really make sense? Are things adding up? Because if you smell a rat, explore that further, because you'll start to see that what you're being told doesn't really add up. And there are other experts, there are other scientists, immunologists, viralists, all kinds of experts and GPs and doctors all around the world that have truth to share with you that are being hidden from you, so that you are unable to connect with them through sort of mainstream platforms that will never show you these people and introduce these other truths and alternative ways of looking at things. So just be aware, go down that rabbit hole a little bit further, do your own independent research, but be open-minded, because here's the thing, by doing so, you've got a great chance of expanding and maintaining your personal freedom, because right now, everybody's freedom is at stake. All right, and you need to know that, because we need to turn this around. No one's coming to save us. We are the ones we've been waiting for. It's the people that are going to rescue us from the challenges we're going through. It's the people rising up to challenge what we've been fed and told. It's the people that are the new media. If the mainstream media is not truthful, the information is only going to be given to the people that want the truth through the people. We can't rely on the mainstream media. So we are the new media. Now, this is, like I said, a really powerful time, but it is a great awakening, and the door is open and we're already on the path. So in doing that, let's take a look here at your own personal year number and your own personal month number for November, and have a little look at how that fits in with the universal energies of the 5, freedom, unexpected events and change, and the 7, universal month of truth, exploration, discovery, personal growth, and spirituality, and how those energies fit in with your own personal year and personal month. So let's start calculating that personal year number for you now. We do this by adding the day and month of your birth date to number 5. Why number 5? Because 2021 is a 5. So we're going to add the day and month of your birth date to number 5. Then we're going to add any double-digit numbers you get. We're going to add them together until you get a single number between 1 and 9. And that single number between 1 and 9 is your personal year number for the whole year. So let me give you an example with the birth date, the 28th of March. So we would get the 28th of March and we would add that to 5. So we're going to go 2 plus 8 plus 3 plus 5. All right? And that adds up to 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Remember? Add any double-digit numbers together until you eventually get a single digit between 1 and 9. And that gives us our personal year number for the whole year. One last time, add the day and month of your birth date to number 5. Keep adding together any double digits until you finally get a single number between 1 and 9, and that's your personal year number for the whole year. So let's begin with personal year number 1. You guys are in a year of a whole new beginning, a whole new fresh start, a new way of looking at life, a new way of thinking, being, living. New paths are in front of you, new ways of experiencing life and the way you perceive things. Now for the month of November, this is a time to speak your truth. Communication comes to the forefront. It's a time where you need to have the courage to speak and tell the truth about what you're really thinking and feeling, to not hide behind, to not compromise who you really are, what you really want to be, what you really want to do, what you really want to say in order to fit in order to keep the peace, in order to keep other people happy. It really is a time for you to find your voice. Now remember, we also need to be diplomatic. We also need to be as cooperative as we can. But sometimes when you're trying to be cooperative and you are trying to be diplomatic and you're trying to be courteous, sometimes that really doesn't work. And that means that you have to you kind of have to bring in the big guns, grow some balls and get a little bit more vocal about things, get a little bit more courageous. So, you start off with that diplomacy, you start out with being cooperative and considerate, and then if you find that you're just getting bulldozed or you're not getting anywhere or you're not able to be your true self, then you kick it up a notch and you start being a little bit more assertive. This is a time where you want to reach out and find your tribe. Number 3 is also about being more social. It's about connecting with people of like mind. It's about being aware of what makes you happy or feel like you belong or feel like you're in the right place, feel like you're balanced, feeling like you are feeling good about yourself. And it's also a time to recognize within yourself and recognize within your life what is preventing you from feeling that way. What prevents you from feeling good? And take a look at those things and really confront them, really acknowledge them, really embrace them and absorb them, and really sort of do a bit of self-evaluation, a bit of evaluation of your circumstances and what steps you need to take to improve things so that you can then feel more settled, you can feel more confident, you can feel more balanced. The month that you're in is also a time of creative expression, writing. So if there are things you want to say, or you're really stressed out, or you need to release energy, express yourself. Whether you express yourself through exercise, whether you express yourself by screaming and yelling and into a pillow, or punching and kickboxing, the punching bag, or whether you want to write in your journal and write everything out and sing at the top of your lungs. You want to get in the shower or drive your car and sing to the top of your lungs, whatever it is you need to scream out or sing out to release that pent-up energy. Other people, it might be just literally expressing yourself creatively, gardening, or some sort of creative pursuit. It's also a time where conversations may need to be had to clear the air with certain things or certain people. It's a time where you really want to have faith and trust in yourself. It's a time to build your self-confidence and be strong. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I wish you the very best for the month of November, and I'll talk to you next month. So let's move on now to personal year number 2, and you guys are in a year where personal year number 2, you're in a year where it is a year of finding emotional balance. It's a year of becoming more confident, becoming more self-aware, sort of really getting to know yourself, especially on an emotional level. Your emotions might have been heightened this year. You might feel a bit more you might feel hypersensitive. You might feel a bit more easily offended. You might find that you are, really needing to work harder to maintain your equilibrium, to maintain your peace of mind, your balance and your inner peace. And it's a time to really focus on your spiritual side too, because you are more intuitive than you normally would be, because your vibration, or your inner life force energy, it's very heightened. Okay, so your antenna is a lot sharper. Now, if you're in a negative space, if you are not a positive thinker, if you perceive life as a dangerous place, if you perceive life as a scary place and you have no self-confidence, that's really going to play havoc on you, because you are heightened, remember? So if you're feeling dramatic or intense or stressed out, then that's going to amplify. But if you can feel the oneness, if you can feel your connection to source energy, if you can feel your spiritual side, and the fact that you are an energy vibration and you're not alone, and you have an army of helpers at your fingertips just wanting to help, that are hearing you, that see you, that know you, that are around and surrounding you right at this moment, and always, in every moment, and you connect and tune in with that, that's really going to help you feel so much better, and it's going to help you shift your perception from doom and gloom to hope and faith and optimism. So you really want to trust that. Now, it is also a time where there may be issues brewing beneath the surface with people that need to sort of come to the surface. So it's okay that you have sort of blowouts, or you have arguments, or you have some sort of falling out or whatever. Sometimes these things need to happen to get to that next phase. Sometimes the next phase is building upon the broken bridge and mending it, and creating a new bridge, a better bridge, and improving things. And sometimes it is the bridge is broken, and the bridge is meant to stay broken, and now you just need to move on. Everybody's life and situations are different. The main thing is, for this year and the month of November that you're in, it's about building a solid foundation around you, within you, and that means around you physically. So it's about saving, you're not overspending, trying to create a harmonious home life, trying to create a harmonious, balanced environment around you. That means sort of not spending much time with people that might stress you out, are quite negative. It's also about looking after your mental and physical health. It's also about doing what needs to be done to get yourself and your life where you want it to be. So it is a combination of numbers this month for November, where you need to put some effort in. You need to put effort in physically, mentally, emotionally, to keep your head above water, to get yourself where you want to be. You've got to put the effort in. It's not just going to fall in your lap. So be aware this is a slow moving combination of numbers, where things may take longer than usual for the results to come to fruition, and for you to be persistent, for you to be patient, for you to, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Don't crumble. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't do anything shady or dodgy to get your way. Play things by, be karmically, and have integrity, and be honest, because the laws of karma are watching. So you don't want to do anything shady or dodgy. Be above board, and do the right thing. Be a good, decent person. Be reliable, responsible, courteous, understanding, but also understanding what takes you out of balance, because we want you to be stable, secure, and in a good space. So do what you need to do to get yourself in that frame of mind, and you will be okay. All right, I'll leave that with you, and I will move on now to personal year number 3. You guys are in a year, personal year number 3. You guys are in a year where it's really all about you learning to express yourself. It's about you learning to speak up, speak your truth, learning how to express yourself in a healthy way. And it's also about being more social. It's about, connections with the people around you, finding your tribe, maybe walking away and moving away from people that aren't your tribe. It's about you having the courage to say what you really think and feel, to not compromise who you really are to fit in or to keep others happy. It's also about, some people it's about expressing their creative side. And it's also, some people, it's about looking at the childhood issues of the past. Everybody's life is different. Everyone's dealing a bit with different things at different times. But for the month of November, you are in a month where change, progress, movement, and change, things you didn't see coming. For some people, it's change that you didn't see coming. And for some, it's change that you deliberately yourself consciously make. You know there are changes that need to be made, and you take steps towards making them. And for anybody out there that's in this combination of numbers, I say to you, if there are changes that you know you need to make, but you're not making them, get the balls and the discipline to make them this month, to get things in action. You don't have to complete the change. You don't have to be completely finished from the, you don't have to be completely finished implementing the change this month, but you do need to get the ball rolling. You do need to take those steps, because if there are things in your life that you know that you seriously need to make changes and you're just not, because you're lazy or you don't want to because it's too hard, you may find that the universe will force those changes upon you. And trust me, it is so much easier when you're in the driver's seat and you're in control of the changes, rather than the universe making them happen and you're out of control of those changes. It's a lot harder to navigate your way through when the universe takes over. So just be in the driver's seat. It's a good combination of numbers where there is opportunity for you to feel more free, for you to find your joy, for you to find your bliss. But it also is a combination of numbers this month where, you can get easily caught up in the drama of things. And you really need to be aware of when you are getting caught up in the drama, and to step aside and to find your grounding and to find your balance and to get out of the spin cycle of the washing machine. Take some space, take some fresh air, get out in nature, spend some quiet time alone, and center yourself. Ground yourself, get yourself back in order. Also a good time to do some new things you haven't done before, a bit of adventure, a bit of exploring, but definitely a time to be a mover and shaker. Get out and about and communicate with people. Get where the people are, get out where the action is. All right? I will leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 4. All right, so you guys are in a year where you are putting in the effort to get yourself and get your life where you want it to be. Some people want physical stability, so they're out there trying to earn, trying to create that stability in their home and in their home life and in their physical life. Other people, it's financial stability, trying to balance their finances, trying to save money, trying to make a dollar, stretch a dollar out. Some people, it's creating stability and security in their relationships and putting extra effort in to keep your relationships above board and in order. Some people, it's about trying to find security and stability and balance in their own emotional self. So it's about learning how to how to perceive the glass half full rather than the glass half empty, and not allowing your fears and stresses and worries to take over. It's about doing whatever you can to create mental and emotional stability. Everybody's situation is different, but one thing's for certain, this year is asking you to dig deep, put the effort in, and it might be hard yakka, but the results really can pay off if you put the effort in. Now for the month of November though, there is a focus on family and community. So family issues may come to the surface, or relationship issues with other people. And those other people can be not just family, they can be neighbors, they can be work colleagues, it can be community, people in the community. It can be people in a social group. It can be people that are loved ones, cousins, sisters, brothers, parents-in-law, grandparents, children. Relationship issues that have been brewing beneath the surface can rise to be resolved or not resolved. And it's absolutely fine. We are living in times where there are a lot of people clashing and it feels like things won't be resolved, and maybe they won't be in the near future. But here's the thing, one day the truth will come out and people will start to see what's really going on. And people that have been misjudged and called idiots, being told they're endangering other people's lives, when the truth comes out, a lot of these people will be apologized to. So, it's just a matter of having to ride and navigate your way through those rocky roads and just hoping and praying that in time the truth will come out and things can be resolved. But for now, it's about holding your center and putting effort in to keep yourself as stable as you can. This is a month where you want to be that shoulder to cry on, be there for those who need you, put effort and energy into assisting the community or any good causes if you can, and also to putting effort and more time into your relationships and the connections that you have with people, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whatever. It's about being there and being of service. Also, it's a time for self-care and self-love and working on your relationship with yourself. All right, so I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 5. And you guys are in a year that actually coincides, and you always will every year, with the universal year. So you are always going to get a double dose of whatever that universal year number is. So this year, it's a 5 universal year, and you're in a 5 personal year. So that's about a big, massive dose of change. It's a big, massive dose of upheaval for some people, and change. Because sometimes change can be messy, and sometimes change can be really exciting and easy. And everyone's lives are different. And, it's about really going with the flow. It's about not having your plans too set in stone, about being flexible and adaptable, and knowing that whatever comes up, you'll be okay. It may be uncomfortable for a while, but you'll get there in the end. We want that type of attitude, It's about, I can handle whatever comes my way, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. This too shall pass. And, it is a year where it is about trying new things, exploring a new side of yourself, exploring new things, having a bit of adventure, also learning how to navigate your way through drama. Can be quite a dramatic vibration as well. It's a number where your freedom may come to the forefront, where you may be feeling like, freedom and personal freedom and financial freedom and all these sorts of issues to do with freedom or lack of freedom, or feeling restricted, or feeling tied down, or everyone's situations are different. Everyone will experience different things. Some people will feel the freest and happiest and lightest they've ever felt in their life. Everyone's going to experience their numbers differently. But the month of November is a month to go within. It's a month to look for the truth. It's a month to be a natural born detective, leave no stone unturned to get to the bottom of things. It's a combination of numbers where you want to go down the rabbit hole looking for answers. Now remember, if you are going to be researching and looking for answers online, don't go to Google. It's heavily censored and it's corrupt. All right, you want to look for through a search engine. That's an anonymous search engine, through the app or through the search engine DuckDuckGo, for example. You're going to get a lot more truth from a search engine like that than you would through Google or Safari, from some of the others, especially Google. So be aware of that. It's a month where you want to go within, really reconnect with your spiritual side, or if you don't already do that, then you want to find your spiritual truth. You want to find something to have hope, faith, and a belief in, and adapt some of those spiritual practices, whether it's meditation, whether it's visualization, affirmations, whether it's prayer, whether it's qigong, whether it's yoga. It really doesn't matter, whether it's just spending time in nature. Everybody's different, but find something that touches your soul, that makes you feel like you are connected and there's something more going on, that there is a sense of oneness and a sense of your spiritual energetic self. I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 6. And you guys are in a year where, there is a strong vibe of community. There is a strong vibe of family, a strong vibe of human relationships, a strong vibe of needing to be a shoulder to cry on, of being of service. A strong vibe of relationship issues may rise to the surface to be resolved. Ones that have been brewing beneath the surface may rise to be resolved. And it's about, understanding some situations are resolvable and some aren't. And, that's okay. And it's about understanding that, whatever is not meant to carry on any longer won't. And that's okay, because you have to understand that where one door closes, another one opens. For some people, it's a year where relationships can be better than they've been before. That from some of these challenges, that a new, better relationship can be built from them within the existing relationship, can be better than it was before. And so, it is a great number for that. It is also a number to be that shoulder to cry on, especially for family, especially for neighbours, colleagues, community, friends, all of that sort of thing. It's also a year for you to really focus on your self-care and building a strong inner foundation. Especially if you are that shoulder to cry on. It's vital that your own glass is full, so that you come from a more content, balanced, stable, strong foundation if you're going to be there to assist other people, that you are the great oak tree that will bend but not break. Now, for the month of November, this is a month where, power issues can come to the surface. We don't allow yourself to feel disempowered by fear, or disempowered by a limiting belief, or disempowered by other people or a person. It's about you really reclaiming your personal power over anything or anyone. And anything can be, like I said, it can be reclaiming your personal power over limiting belief, over a fear, over an addiction, over a worry. It can be reclaiming your personal power over someone or a group of people that are bullying you or make you feel that you are worthless or that you feel fearful of. So that's first and foremost. Next thing is, this number is also about you balancing your finances. It's about you coming up with new ideas if you can, to try and how you can make more money, or how you can balance your finances, taking care of legal matters, not overspending, really being smart with your budgeting. And it's also a time where some people will be looking at career situations, changes, improvements, career issues might come to the surface. So, but one thing's for certain, it's a very powerful combination of numbers with the law of attraction, where you attract what you focus your attention on the most. So you want to make sure that you focus most your attention on what's right and what's good, rather than what's wrong and what's bad, because you're going to attract more of it. So you want to direct your energy in a positive focus, regardless of what's going on around you. All right, so I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 7. So you guys are in a year where, it really is about building a strong inner foundation through personal growth and self-evaluation and self-examination, to get stronger within yourself through self-understanding. It's also about building a strong inner foundation through your connection to source energy and your spiritual side. If you don't already have a spiritual practice, it is a year where you adopt one, because this is going to be the key to helping you to stabilize and improve your life and improve your own inner strength and your own well-being. Some people that will come through a religion, some people it will come through just pure spirituality that hasn't got a label. It's just you believe in a source energy or a higher power and you are connecting with that. Some people it may be yoga, it might be through spending time in nature. Some people it might be through a practice like Qigong. Some people it might be meditation, visualization, affirmations, chanting, mantras, breath work. Everybody's different, but it's really about let go and let God, and really adopting that spiritual practice, because that will empower you more so than anything you will do physically in the physical world. It's the missing link to all that you can be and all that you really truly are. And for the month of November, it's an energy of out with the old to make way for the new. So it's about endings, completion, and transformation. It's about letting go of the past, letting go of what was, and preparing yourself for what is to come. So it's about tying up loose ends. It's about forgiveness. It's about moving on and leaving things in the past where they belong, letting bygones be bygones, acceptance, understanding, and release. And it's about tying up loose ends, whatever that no longer serves you, leaving behind. It's about you growing up and moving from the chrysalis into the butterfly, because you will be in a new energy next month. And this is about spreading your wings, getting ready to leave the past behind. So take a look, have an evaluation this month. What have you grown out of? What's coming to the end of the road for you? And embracing those endings and being prepared for new opportunities and new doors opening. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 8. You guys are in a year where it's very important that you understand the law of attraction and the law of cause and effect, and how everything is connected, and that every thought and every emotion that you have has in its own energy vibration that is magnetic, and like attracts like. So it's about you getting clear about what you believe and how you perceive the world, and what you believe and what you're thinking and feeling on a daily basis. And understanding that you attract what you think about and what you feel the most and what you perceive the most. You will attract what you focus your attention on the most. So you really need to make sure that what you focus mostly upon is what you want and what is good, rather than what you don't want and what is bad, because whatever it is, you're attracting more of it. That's why it's important to be aware of what you're thinking and what you're generating out, because you're a magnetic energetic being, and you are an antenna that is radiating and vibrating out a signal saying, send me more of this, send me more of this. And that's based on what you think and feel, and what you're thinking about and how you feel about things. So if you're feeling really fearful and you're really negative and you're really worried and you're really scared, you're going to attract more fear, more worries, more stress. We don't want that. Now, I know it's a very difficult thing to do when we are living in stressful times, and trust me, they are stressful right now, and oh my God, it's insane. But you really have to find a place in your own soul, in your own heart, where you can trust and have faith that regardless of how challenging things are right now, things can get better in time. They won't be the same, but they can get better. We are in a massive transformation right now. The planet is going through a massive shift. Things are never going to be like they were in the past. We are moving towards a whole new way of living and being. And it's about you having faith that you can make that transition and you will be okay no matter what you're dealt. Now, this month of November for you is about new beginnings, new opportunities, new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of living, new ways of being, new ways of perceiving yourself and life. Doors can open, so be optimistic about that. Look for opportunities, and don't only look for the big kahuna. Don't always look for the big things, because it's often a series of smaller things that bring really, truly miraculous opportunities. But we miss them a lot of the time because we're too busy looking for the big things, the big bells and whistles, when really we should be looking and recognizing and appreciating the smaller opportunities as they present themselves, because sometimes the smaller opportunities are actually bigger opportunities in disguise. But we don't pick them up because we're looking for something bigger and we miss out, So look for those smaller opportunities and look for ideas that come up. Ideas. It could be an idea of something you want to do with your career. It could be an idea of a way that you can solve an ongoing problem, a new idea, a fresh idea that you've never had before that makes all the difference in your life. Just be open and be positive in this month of November. So I'll leave that with you. And I'll move on now to personal year number 9. So for you guys, this is a year of out with the old to make way for the new. And this is a year of endings, completion, and transformation, where by the end of this year, you should have felt like you've really made some headway, where you look at yourself this time last year and say, wow, I really have changed. I have had a positive transformation. Now, everyone's different. Some people are lazy. Some people are dickheads. Some people, no matter what is good in their world, they don't notice it. They're too busy moaning about what is wrong or what they want more of or all this. And so they kind of miss the whole purpose of it. But if you aren't one of those people and you can see that everything that you've been through had a blessing somewhere in disguise, if you can see the silver lining in the clouds, and you can see that you came here to learn, grow, and evolve from the life experiences you had, and that life was never meant to be a breeze. We were meant to come here and be challenged, but we grow in a positive direction when we perceive life that way. That mindset will empower you. And in the 9 year, it can really pay off. All your hard work can pay off, where you really are the chrysalis, moving from the chrysalis into the butterfly and really spreading your wings at the end of the year and next year. So make the most of that and release what you don't need to carry around, whether you need to release a bad habit or a negative belief or a negative perception of your past, that you transform that or transmute it with love, and you release it and you choose a brand new perception, a brand new way of evaluating the past that's more positive for you. And in the month of November, it is a time where you want to look at your emotions. Now, for some people, there may be events that happen that create an emotional reaction. Know that this is normal. For some, that emotional reaction is really positive and amazing, and oh my God, I'm on top of the world. And other people, it's like, oh, that's not so pleasant. But it's okay, because it needs to be expressed, and it needs to be released, and it needs to come out. It's a great combination of numbers to trust your intuition, to get into some sort of meditation practice, some sort of practice that enhances your intuitive ability, that really helps you to tune in and trust your inner guidance, as opposed to the crazy, wacky hustle and bustle of the physical world, where you want to trust your gut and go, what feels right for me, as opposed to what you're being told or what's on the media or what's been fed to you, and it doesn't quite sit right. You want to make some time to go within, because your intuition is at a peak this month. Now, also, you may find some people may feel a bit more emotional than they normally do this month. It's very normal for this combination of numbers. Whatever comes up, you want to experience it, acknowledge those emotions, don't be afraid of them, make friends with them, let them come to the surface and release them, because it's almost like a purging, and you want to encourage this purge, because it's better out than in. So if you feel like a good cry, if you feel like you want to journal things down because thoughts and feelings are coming up that you might not have had before, or that that keep reoccurring, take note of them, give them some time, acknowledge them, so that they can then be released. If you keep repressing them, keep avoiding them, keep pushing them down, what you resist persists, so they will just keep coming back. And you are in a combination of numbers now where they need to come out and be released, because you are in a year of endings, remember? Out with the old to make way for the new. So let's get rid of that old shit and not carry it around any longer. All right, so be open, be positive, and adopt a strong spiritual practice. And I wish you the very best for the month of November. And I'll be back for your forecast for December next month. Take care and have a fantastic month. Bye.